Hey everybody, welcome back to this weekly video series called Flex and Reflect Sunday Sit Down. It's where I sit down once a week to answer all the questions around health, wellness, fitness, strength training, cardio training, nutrition, mindset, wellness. So let's go. We've got 5 questions to go through today. How do I know if I'm chasing health from a place of self-worth or self-punishment? Hmm. That's really interesting. So, I guess let's go to the self-punishment part first. A lot of the reasons when I'm talking to clients for the very first time, trying to get an understanding of what it is that they really want and why that's important to them. And those two questions by themselves can really tell me a lot in answering this question because a lot of people just in the language that they use, how they describe themselves and where they're at and so forth can really tell you a lot about what's happened in their often whole life, decades prior to what's brought them to this moment. Because I don't underestimate how hard it is to like fill out the form online to opt in for a free consultation with me and then just like press the button, or if it's on the phone, say, oh, will I, won't I, will I, won't I? And when they actually do, and then they come and they're sitting with me, or we're doing it on Zoom, I realize that there's quite a bit of angst in doing that because you're kind of telling somebody that you don't know about intimate details about your mindset, your life, etc., what you don't like about where you are and how we're going to change that for you. Sorry, my watch is vibrating at me. I forgot to switch it off. Um, and I know that that can be a really confronting conversation to have for people. And a lot of people are doing it from a place of just wanting to be in a better place. And it's not necessarily punishment to say, well, I'm going to punish myself um, because of where I've been. Most people, they want to achieve a greater version of themselves. However, what can often happen on the journey is that people might say the right things, but then they punish themselves along the way because, oh, it's not working fast enough. Whatever it is that they're making up in their mind about, oh, this particular meal was too hard, I'm depriving myself of things, etc., etc. And when you have a plan that is like that and your mind goes to that, it's like an all or nothing kind of thing. And you keep punishing yourself for, say, falling off your health wagon. So it's Sunday right now. A lot of people last night may have drunk too much or they drank alcohol and they didn't want to. They've had a meal that they perhaps now have some post-meal remorse or whatever, rather than saying, okay, well, that was then. Today's a new day. Let's keep going on what it is that we want to keep going on and rewarding yourself for the fact that you're not going to go back into falling those old habits. So I think to answer the question in terms of how do you know if you're chasing it from the right place, I think you'll find that it becomes more fulfilling as opposed to going through these regular cycles of just beating yourself up, right? You need to focus on building your success from the inside out and building on those little habits. And I think if you can realize that actually before I used to beat myself up over this, and this happening, I don't do that now. I just say, okay, well, that's what it was. The world doesn't end. The sun comes up again today. So let's just start again today or start again next meal. It's not the end of the world. That would be how I would answer that. All right. How do I stay consistent when I don't feel inspired or motivated? Well, I guess it's just the nature of most of you listening to this are not going to be people that all you do is eat, sleep, and train. That is not going to be your typical life. So we all have busy lifestyles. We all have complexities that happen in our life, whether if you're like me, run your own business, it's like it's a 7 day a week proposition. I have 6 days where I face clients. I have one day being today that I take time out to set the week up for success. I'm always working on growing myself. I'm always working on having greater impact for my clients. And then everybody's life is just different, like with family challenges, financial struggles, cost of living pressures here in Australia, problems at work, problems in your business. There's always something going on. So there are going to be some days where you just aren't feeling it. It's like, man, how many more things can go wrong today? Which is one of the reasons why I love to exercise first thing in the morning, because it does set you up for success. And everything else goes to crap for the day, you've already had a win by giving back to you. Because often we will put ourselves last. So what I would say is if you're getting up and you're not really feeling it today, then perhaps you just do a lighter session, right? Perhaps you need to push. The answer to which one is right for you is going to come down to, are you the sort of person that tends not to push and makes excuses for yourself in all areas of your life where you say, oh, it's a bit hard today, so I won't. And when it does feel a bit hard, you need to push because that's how you grow the muscle. You're making your resilience, your mental toughness stronger. Or it could be a day where, say, if it's like me, I will push through everything. And if I really don't feel like doing a workout, that will make me reverse engineer, why do I feel like that? What's been going on for this week? Have I not had enough sleep? Is that what else is going on? And then if it's a case of, all right, well, I need to still get into the gym and do it no matter what. Or there'll be occasional times where I'll say, all right, I'm not going to go as hard today. Or in the worst case scenario, I will say, I'm just not going to do the workout today. Like I'm just not there today. I'm too tired. I'm too hungry. I'm not going to have a good workout, so I won't do it, and I'll go for a walk instead. So I'll replace the energy with something else. So I guess the when you don't feel inspired or motivated, you've got to kind of do that little self audit and say, well, is this a habit where this is happening consistently? Or have you been training really hard for the past 4 months and you haven't had a time off? Generally speaking, I say every 12 weeks of consistent focused training, have a week off. Let your body recover, get back into the gym the week after that. Not going from where you left off, but easing back into what it is. So hopefully that answers your question. But I would also say keep tapping into like why? Why am I doing this? Like, is your why big enough? I often talk about that because if it's not big enough, you will stop at some point. All right, next question. What's one health or nutrition belief I need to unlearn to make real progress? Hmm. Um, I answered this one sort of in the last few weeks. I'm trying to think of what's a good angle to go with here today. Maybe let's go with calories. A lot of people want to lose weight and they think that counting calories and cutting their calories down below 1,000 is going to be something that's really necessary for them to achieve the results that they want to achieve. And the reality is, most people's metabolisms are not awesome because of the infrequency that they eat, the type of food that they eat, the fact that they're not doing strength training, doing occasional cardio, relying on supplements maybe, looking for other solutions that are going to help them. And they just figure that, oh, if I cut the calories, then that's going to result in the change that I require. But the reality is that doesn't happen. And oh, pardon me. What you'll find that does happen is your body tends to go into a bit of a starvation mode. If you cut your calories so low that your body just says, well, I'm not going to do anything with this. I've just got to hang on to it to keep you alive. So when I do meal plans for people, they're usually, and they want to lose weight, they're usually very surprised at how much food there is that they need to eat. And often the most challenging part is to eat enough food that I give them to enable them to lose the weight. And the biggest challenge there is for them to get their head around, well, hang on a second, I was doing this where, so I was eating, say this much. Now I'm eating this much. I wasn't getting the result on this. So how is this going to do it? And it's trying to get them to trust the process, trust how their metabolism will change, how their body will adjust. And it always works. It's just it's getting them to believe in the process. So that would be the belief that I would say you need to unlearn. You may need to actually increase your calories in order to lose the fat that you want to. All right, next question. How can I build a routine that aligns with the person I want to become, not just who I am right now? Well, just like this is what I love about a transformation of people in the gym, because everybody is where they are right now. It's like, well, where do you want to get to? What's that gap? Right. And then we need to come up with a program that's going to close that gap. And I think what a lot of people do is they don't have a an action-based plan to get them there. What they think of is, I need to change. I'll go join the gym. I'll go work out. Maybe I'll tidy up the food a little bit. But imagine if, for instance, you're wanting to get to here and you're here. So if we do it in height, right? There's a gap here. How do we close that? Well, we specifically close it in a very specific strength training program. Like I said before, for my high performing clients, we do it over 12 weeks, like 3, 4 week training blocks. There is food requirements for each day. And I work on 6 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, 3 snacks, pre-workout supplementation, post-workout supplementation on top of that. I get people to walk or do cardio that they really love on either every day or on those alternate days. For me personally, I walk. I aim to get 10,000 steps a day in. Just helps keep my body nice and loose. It also helps with the mindset, and I always multitask it, so I'm recording podcasts and stuff at the same time. Uh, so that's really important. And so what we can do is we can break the steps in the gap down to daily actions. And that is the part that people don't do, and they don't track what it is that they're doing. They don't track their workouts. And I do it for my clients because I need to see how are we increasing each time. And if you can't increase the weight, it's going to come down to you're not recovering enough, like not sleeping enough, or food, you're under eating to meet the goal that we want to achieve. But when you come up with a program that's going to purposefully get you to where you want to get to, that's incredibly powerful. Most people just don't have the plan. So that's how you build it. Come work with me if you want to. Go to studiospt.com.au. You can opt in for a free consultation there. Or find a coach that has an incredible amount of success and has a logical, healthy way to close that gap for you so that you can build the routine, which is it's sleep, it's water, it's supplementation, it's food, it's strength training, it's cardio training, and then it's the personal growth work as well and accountability that's going to get you there. And what, that's 7 different things, 8 different things. Most people have one. I'll join the gym and I'll work out, right? It's 1 out of 8. It's not enough. So we need to go deeper. Last question. What does a regulated nervous system actually look like in real life? And how do I know if mine is dysregulated? Okay. So I've had an experience through my own body this week where the more in tune I am with my body, I know what I need. So, for instance, there was something this week. It's like it comes through the interactions that you have with other people, whether like everything that we experience in life has an emotional impact on us, whether that's emotions from the perspective of make us feel good, make us feel just safe, or make us feel pain, make us feel sick, make us feel sad, all the range of different emotions that we can feel. And for me, this is part of the nervous system. So, where I personally find it is if I keep waking up at, say, 3 a.m. in the morning, for instance, and then I'm just lying there, eyes closed, but my mind is then starting to race. And so, isn't that interesting? Obviously, a subconscious thought has woken me up, and now I'm just thinking about what it is. And I think about solutions. I think about what's the challenge going on there. It will also show up in me through fatigue. Like if I'm unusually fatigued, I have a lot of energy just because of the way that I live. So if I'm constantly a little bit tired, I'll say, something's not right there. My nervous system is being thrown off. There's something that's taking out of me. So if you think about it in terms of buckets, you've got this bucket, which is your fuel. And if that's really full, then you can go all day. Then if as you give more to others, so in your work, in your business, children, families, partners, etc., then you're pouring out of that bucket constantly. Now, if that bucket's empty, you've got nothing left to give. And that, or when that's getting really low and there's only a few drops in the bottom of the bucket, then that's when I personally find that, yeah, I'm showing up really fatigued more frequently. And if it's happening over a longer period of time, then I will realize that, yeah, there's something off here. I need to do something about it. Sometimes the hardest point is to find, well, what's causing it? And I guarantee you that it will always come down to a human or humans. So some interaction that you're having somewhere in your life that is not going the way that you want, it's causing you more stress. It could be toxic or whatever. You're just having a negative emotion attached to it. And so you need to, or it could be a good emotion, it could be uncertainty. Lack of clarity for us as humans can cause a lot of issues for our nervous system. Let's just say that you've been in a career long job for 10, 15, 20 years, and all of a sudden you go into work today and they're restructuring, big organization, and you don't know whether you're going to have a job again in the next 2 weeks. That in itself is going to create an issue for your nervous system. Well, it's uncertainty. Let's say you're having problems with your partner or somewhere else in your life. It creates uncertainty because a lot of the time these things where it creates this issue with your nervous system is you don't have control. And when we lose control, that has this impact on our nervous system, which you can feel it in your gut. Maybe sometimes you can feel it through your chest if it's like emotional from the perspective of, say, romance or something like that. Something to do with your love life, your family life, your intimate life. You can feel it up here, and it will greatly disrupt your ability to concentrate. So that's the other thing. Like if you find that you're constantly tired, if you assuming that you're normally not, right? And you're living a good life like I do, and you say you're finding a period of time where you're constantly tired, you're distracted, you can't concentrate for as long. To me, that's a signal in your nervous system that there's something not quite right. Sometimes you need to get some professional help. Sometimes it's just getting out in nature and having a walk and just letting it all go. Just let those things out. But I find you've got to get it out of your head some way. Otherwise, it will be debilitating and will have some longer term negative consequences until you get to the point and say, this is what it is. I need to resolve this and I need to resolve it today. Don't wait and say, oh, yeah, I'll do that next month. Oh, I'll do it one day. Do it today. And the more you practice that, you'll find that there won't be anything that comes your way that you cannot resolve. And you'll find that you do it more quickly. And whether it's a good outcome, bad outcome, there is always growth in it, no matter what. So the faster you step into it and resolve it, have a conversation, an uncomfortable conversation maybe, it will be resolved one way or the other. Whether you get a good outcome, you get a bad outcome, you will grow as a result of it. And so if you go with that mindset, there's always growth. Maybe you won't get the outcome you want, but you'll grow still. So there's the outcome. The conundrum of life and personal growth. Great question, though. All right, so thanks for all your questions this week. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Continue to focus on building your week ahead. Progress yourself, even if you only progress yourself a little bit this week compared to last week and grow again the week after, then that's how you can continue to move from where you are to where it is that you want to get to. Put your health as your number one priority. Double down on it. We're heading into winter here in Australia. More and more people are getting sick right now. So let's keep your immune system high. Keep moving. Keep doing that strength training. Keep eating well and keep working on that mindset because the best version of you is still awaiting you. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you next week.